Matt Bernier with the DRFBets race of the day for Sunday, June the 9th. Race number 9 up at Woodbine, 6.5 furlongs on the main track. It's the Grade 3 Hendrie Stakes for older fillies and mares. Before we dive into the field, head on over to bets.drf.com. Take a look at the latest and greatest as far as new sign-up members are concerned, as well as existing sign-up members. Bets.drf.com is where you need to go. Let's take a look at the field of the fillies and mares going 6.5 up on the Tapeta at Woodbine. You can head on over to the Race of the Day page on drf.com and download free formulator past performances. I will take this field in post position order. You can handicap along. The number 1 is Alnila. This is a filly mare at this point. She's 5 years old, 5-year-old daughter of Smart Strike. Most recently, no match for a common opponent that she'll run against here. That was in the Grade 3 Whimsical. She couldn't run with Sly Beauty, who was good enough to finish second that day. Sly Beauty returned to win next out with a 79 Beyer speed figure. The interesting thing about Alnila in this spot, the blinkers come off for only the second time in her career. She debuted without them, but then they went on. They've been on for the other 12 races. Now in start number 14, the blinkers will come off. Let's take a look at the Timeform US Pace Projector. They actually have her up on the lead. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, because I think the 5 Katie Baby and the 6 Summer Sunday, I think they're both going to be aggressively ridden from the outside. And I could see a scenario where those two end up going off and the number 1 sort of tucks into that pocket trip and tries to make a move. Based on figures, I think Alnila is a little bit tough to make, but you should be getting a decent number. And again, with a little bit of a potential decent trip, I think, coming. If you agree with the pace projector, then who knows? Maybe you're going to have to take this field gate to wire. I think she ends up sitting a pocket trip. The 2 is Silent Sonnet. Goes out for Nick Gonzalez. Most recently ran second in the Belade Stakes. That was on May the 11th. No match for Summer Sunday, who we just spoke about from a pace standpoint. She was beaten as the 5-2 favorite that day. And look, this is a mare that's done some good things throughout her career. She's 5 for 17 lifetime. You look at it 9 times from 17 lifetime starts in the money, has done good things at Woodbine, can do a little bit of both, whether it's synthetic, whether it's turf. I think from a running style standpoint, she could work out a very nice trip in this race if she's in behind those sort of horses that go out there and lay down the fractions. I do wonder if she's quite what she once was, because she had a nice run of races where she was earning Beyer speed figures and Timeform US ratings, the Beyers in the low 90 range, the Timeform ratings in the low 100 or 110 range. Now she's living in sort of the 80 Beyer speed figure range and the low 100 Timeform rating. I think she's going to need to do slightly better. I feel like she might be, I don't want to say exposed, but I think one of her best races is what she'll need in order to win in a race like this. Number 3 is Crazy Sweet. This is a mare who we have not seen in quite some time. Last race was October of last year. She ran down at Keeneland, 5.5 furlongs on the grass. Now she comes back here, a relatively positive sort of little formulator nugget here for Glenn Wismer. Past 2 years, 180-day grade, 180-day layoff or greater, 3 for 17, 9 times in the money with a 191 ROI. The big thing for me, look at the overall record on synthetic, 7 for 13. Lifetime, 4 other times in the money, and I look at those runs at Presque Isle Downs, 3 and 4 starts back, 88 and 85 Beyer speed figures. Either of those give her a chance in here. If you think the pace is going to get hot, she could come with sort of a later rally, I think, coming from off the pace. The 4 is Sly Beauty. We spoke about Sly Beauty running second in that Whimsical 2 starts back, comes back, wins next out as the 7-5 favorite. Again, going back into the deeper end, it feels like she has a little bit of versatility where she doesn't have to go to the lead. I think she can sit just off of it. Go back to that star shoot in May of last year. I like that sort of trip for her in a spot like this. If she can sit a length or 2 off of it, wait, make her move rounding the far turn and go on with things, I think she makes some sense. My concern is I don't think she has any real advantage on this field from a numbers standpoint. And based on the connections, Patrick Husbands, Mark Cassie, I think she might get a little bit overbet in this spot. I'm not discrediting her and I'm not discounting her. I just don't know that she has any real edge on this field. And if that's the case, I'd rather take what I think is going to be a more appealing price when it's all said and done. Number 5 horse in here is Katie Baby. Katie Baby is the horse I think with the most upside, the most potential in this field. She is a 4-year-old daughter of Curlin, goes out for Catherine Day Phillips. 2 for 4 lifetime, 4 times in the money. Both wins have come in gate-to-wire fashion, so that's something that you may want to keep in the back of your mind. I don't love the field that she defeated in that most recent race. Keep in mind, that was her comeback race. She had been gone since the beginning of July of last year. She comes back, she goes out, does what she needs to do. I think she'll need to at least, well, I suppose it depends. if Summer Sunday is intent on the lead, or if the filly Alnila down on the inside, if they want to go, Katie Baby will need to prove that she can sit and pass horses. Keep in mind, her career debut, she rallied from well off of it and nearly got up in time. But more importantly, if she is going to be forwardly placed, she's going to have to deal with some other early pace pressure. And I'm going to be curious to see how that sort of translates. Will she have something left in the tank if she needs to put away Summer Sunday and Alnila? And will she have enough left there to hold off horses coming from slightly off of it? You also have a little bit of an oddity, a negative formulator fact for Catherine Day Phillips. Past 5 years, winner last out, second after the layoff. 1 for 15, 6 in the money with a 30-cent ROI. Katie Baby, again, she has the upside. She has the potential. But given her price and given some of the other fillies and mares in this race, I want to look elsewhere. Summer Sunday, perfect 5 for 5 at Woodbine. She's the number 6 horse, goes out for Stuart Simon. This is one of those interesting sort of instances where, look, perfect, never done anything wrong on synthetic. All 5 races have basically come in gate-to-wire fashion. And I look at this and say that highest last out buyer in the field with an 87, highest last out raw time form rating of 107. Those numbers are so much faster than anything else she has done in 6 lifetime starts prior to that run. I just kind of want her to prove to me that that's actually what she is. I feel like there's a situation where maybe she is that good. But again, given that she's never really done that otherwise, she's going to have other heat that she'll need to deal with early on. And I think there's going to be some talented horses coming from off the pace. She's one that I'm going to fade in this spot as well. We move on to the number 7, Divine Mischief. First time going out for Norm McKnight. Most recently a winner of the Dance to Bristol Stakes. That was when she was in Javier Contreras' barn. She's a perfect 1 for 1 at Woodbine. She won the Ruling Angel back in October of last year, rallying from off the pace. If this thing heats up, I think she's going to come with a run. To me, she's one of the more likely win contenders in here. I picked her second as far as my selections are concerned. I think she makes plenty of sense in this race. Good form, goes out for a good barn, proven over this Tapeta surface at Woodbine. This distance isn't a problem for her. I think Divine Mischief makes plenty of sense, but I'm not going to pick her. I picked her second behind number 8, Straight Out of Popcorn. I think this is just an interesting filly at this point. From a number standpoint on the buyer scale, she's light. Admittedly, she needs to improve by leaps and bounds. But from a time form standpoint, that most recent run down at Presque Isle, I know it was at 1 mile and 70 yards. She earned a 105 raw time form U.S. rating. That stacks up very favorably in this field. I like the turn back in distance. I think she'll be rallying from the back of the pack and go through her PPs and look at her one-turn races on synthetic. I don't think she's run a poor one. I think she's just a filly that fits in here very nicely. I think the pace is going to be there for her to run at. Alan Garcia takes the mount here. I think she can come with a decent enough bid, and I think she might be a fair price. I'm going to go with the number 8, Straight Out of Popcorn, in the Sunday DRFBets race of the day, the 9th race from Woodbine, the Grade 3 Hendrie. If you're playing this race, any of the other races at Woodbine on Sunday afternoon, you should be playing with a DRFBets account. Head on over to bets.drf.com. Take a look at all the latest and greatest as far as sign-up bonuses are concerned for new members, existing members, whatever it may be. Bets.drf.com for all the details. Scheduled post time for the 9th race at Woodbine Sunday afternoon. The Grade 3 Hendrie, the DRFBets race of the day, 5:28 Eastern. Good luck.